Go to Houston and Arizona State. Let's head to the Big 12. Arizona State obviously coming off a massive win against a top 10 team in Texas Tech. Houston just been that team that's kind of hanging around, still has a decent record, has some talent on the field. Jake, the rest of the college football world probably hasn't been following Houston as in-depth as a Big 12 fan. Tell us about this game and this team and why we should be watching it.
Well, the record speaks for itself, and I can't say, as a Big 12 fan, I've watched him a ton. Now I've watched him against Colorado and late Oregon State was kind of the most I've really seen from this
great
group.
9:00 team slot.
It is a fun late night or Friday night team to watch, but this team is their opponents, I should say, are 12-24 combined in their FBS wins that they've beat. So, and they almost lost to an Oregon State team.
Where'd JP go? We're talking about opponents' records, and he slips out just at the right time. That could be another conversation. Go ahead.
He loves doing it. He just wants to avoid the conversation. I think that's it. So, what do we see? I know a lot of Big 12 experts think that Houston's pretty fraudulent, and we'll have to see, man. Like, I don't think Arizona State is a team that's just going to walk out there and dog all over this team. Arizona State's kind of played with their food many a times this year, and sometimes they've been able to overcome them, and sometimes they quite frankly they haven't. So we'll see. Like, you're going to get Connor Wegman, and you're not going to get a Will Hammond. So you're going to get the full starter out of Houston, and I expect Arizona State to try to put a ton of pressure on Wegman and dare him to beat him. Now, Wegman's solid with his legs. He's not quick, but he can use his legs better than people kind of think when they just
100%.
look at Connor Wegman. But Arizona State's like top 10 in sacks. So I think Arizona State needs to get on him early. If you guys saw today on Twitter, Jordan Tyson is officially out. I think that, did I say something or what?
No, you just said the word sack. I got a little PTSD from last week. Keep going.
Yeah. So Jordan Tyson's out. I think it's another strategic play to make sure he's good to go against Iowa State, like they held back Leavitt against Utah when Tech came to town. But Arizona State's top 5 in time of possession. So if you're Willie Fritz, have the defense come prepared. Arizona State's been kind of slow to start games. Get this thing ugly, low scoring in the first half, and don't let Arizona State get on top of you early and then kind of just sit on the ball, because they can run the football with Raleek Brown in that group. So it's really fascinating to see. And I would just like to see if Arizona State can play 4 straight solid quarters of football, because they haven't shown that to me yet.
Yeah, they haven't. And I think a part of it's due towards a little bit of the depth of the roster this year. I think you had a guy like Cam Scadaboo to lean your hat on a few times last year, and that was beneficial, obviously. But you saw how different this Arizona State team was without Sam Leavitt. I mean, it was abysmal how bad this offense ran. And exactly with how you just said with Jordan Tyson, the way he came in and played last week, kind of battling an injury, was one of the better stories in college football. And with him being expectedly out this week, obviously that's a big time loss, because I feel like a side benefit you get from a young coach like Kenny Dillingham and what he wants to do is he doesn't give a shit if you're going to throw 3 guys on Jordan Tyson. Like, they're still going to scheme up a way to get their best players the ball in their best players' hands. And with him out, it's a gigantic loss. So we'll kind of see what Arizona State wants to do. I think for that reason, it could be a lower scoring game if you're a Sun Devil fan, and that could create maybe a battle. I would feel a lot better about the upset bid if you're Houston, if you get this one at home. But with this fan base, with Leavitt in the mix and how he can run the football, granted, that's at full health, I think you got to give the matchup edge. And obviously the 7.5 points is nothing to blink at. They're thinking 2 scores, and it could probably get down to 7. But Houston's got their hands full with what Arizona State wants to do at home. And I think you're right. They're going to get after Wegman a little bit, because we saw back in his A&M days and some of the struggles at Houston. If he gets hit a few times, that Houston offense becomes stagnant in what they want to do. Reese?
I'll say, yeah, you're looking at all the stats. This Houston team defensively, they're looking solid. They're only giving up 19 a game, 193 in the air, and like 120 something on the ground. So, like, those stats don't lie. Granted, yes, it is kind of the eye test. Like, who have they played when Texas Tech did come to town? They did handle them. They gave up 35 in offense, and they put up 11. So here's kind of your second true eye test. But Tyson being out is huge, I think, too. Because if you're looking for a boost like Sam Leavitt, like, you got to be creative. You got to find other guys, because, I mean, we saw in South Dakota, like when you were in that sports book, like, he is looking for him and only him. So you got to find ways to get other guys involved, use those legs, be creative. but you can't be afraid to like let that thing go. She's like, you still are the good quarterback you are because of the balls you're throwing to the guys you have. You just can't, be floating more over the middle and give this Houston offense extra opportunities because like you talk about Arizona State's top 5 in time of possession. Houston, Willie Fritz, Connor Wegman, Dean Connors, a hell of a running back. And you talk about Wegman's not fantastic with it, but he's a nice, accent to kind of Connors when he gets going too. So if they're able to get the road going, and then they have one of the sneaky best tight ends in Kojo, who's got 36 grabs in the air already too. So that's the guy you got to worry about covering on third and longs or just third downs in general. So it's a spot where it's this eye test is huge. Let's see what Arizona State is able to do without Tyson, and let's see if you're going to get as many points, who the hell knows? Willie Fritz, this team was bowl eligible already. I didn't think this team would be bowl eligible by now, and here they are. So, I mean, why not prove me wrong here if Wegman can go be the guy he was at A&M for a little bit? So,
listen to this stat. I didn't realize it was this staggering. Clearly, you watch the games and you're like, yeah, he throws to Tyson every time. No, he actually throws to Tyson every time. Tyson's got 57 catches this year. There's not another receiver with more than 10. Their second leading receiver is Raleek Brown, their running back.
No joke.
Third leading receiver is the tight end, Mateer. It is like, who are you going to throw to? Now, Iowa State fan here. I thought that was going to be the end of the world last year. And Xavier Gilroy, I think was his name, came out and had 2 scores, 150 yards. They had Cam Scatterbo, granted, much easier to say back there in Dallas last year. But I guess we've doubted them before without Jordan Tyson, and they've found ways to do it.
I don't know a better way to phrase it, so kids cover your ears, but it is getting near that. Fuck it, Jordan Tyson's down there somewhere. That is this Arizona State offense where they found success consistently all year long. They are nearing that territory. But all right, let's go to picks in this game. Houston, Arizona State, 7.5 in favor of the Forks. Do you feel good about the hook? Do you feel bad about it? You can decide with the baby blue in Houston. Jake, what are you thinking?
Well, I got to ask you this as we're recording this Wednesday night. Are we going to do 7.5 or it's down to 7 now? When we put the ATS board out there, what are you giving me? Because numbers matter here.
It's whatever it's at right now.
Look at this. We're bringing in Mike Pereira with the bad Wi-Fi. Mike, can we get 7 or 7.5?
Still can't hear
we
you.
don't know. Thanks, Mike.
Is he saying?
Go to our rules expert.
Oh, sorry.
Off.
Yeah, that's my bad. This is bad production here.
What's going on here?
We're all human. He's still there.
9. Let's figure this out. All right, here we go. Let's go 7. We'll say 7. Let's say JP's a nice guy. See if he can figure that one out.
Oh, okay.
We'll say 7.
JP is saying 7.
Okay,
6,
JP's
7.
on 7.
6,
what do you
7.
think? No. Give us your pick, Jake.
I think we're clipping this one for YouTube too. So I can't wait to put this one
sure
out
are.
there. This is a real college football show where we have serious takes around here, guys.
Yeah.
Give me Houston still. I fine. Even if you're going to give me 7, I don't even know why I asked. I'll take 7. And we pushed twice this year on the ATS board, and I think one of them was an Arizona State game. So I could see a push here, and in Arizona or Houston scoring late to lose 24-17 or something like that. Total is super low. It's 46.5.
Yeah, I talked about it earlier, the Carson Beck, October, November plays that really killed Georgia, and they kind of carried over to Miami this past week. I feel Wegman kind of fits that category on a lesser. I think he kind of got booted out a little early from Gig'em, and the majority of that kind of happens a lot at that place. So I don't want to put as much as I did on Carson Beck, but it feels that way to me. I feel like Wegman's going to make a few mistakes in this game after he gets hit a few times, and that will be the difference maker. I like ASU. And with the 7.5, I'd even probably take that too.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is going to be 10, 14-point win for them at home. I think that crowd's kind of really getting back behind this team, realizing the chance they have after last week. And you're going to get a rowdy group for the Forks. So I like Arizona State to cover the number here against Houston. Reese.
Yeah, this is just out of principle for me. I talked so much shit on BYU last week, and they haven't played anybody. So now it's who has Houston played? But you're going to give me 7 on the road and a team that is bowl eligible already, and Arizona State's missing their top guy who Shaper just listed off how many targets that guy has, the catches he has. I think Sam Levitt might just have an issue, and I think Wegman and this offense will be able to stick around and maybe get on him early, and Arizona State's got to play catch-up. So I'll take the Cougs on the road plus the 7.
Cougs.
All right. That's fair. 2 on Houston, 1 on Arizona State. JP, drop your pick in the chat, in the private chat, to let us know who you're taking so we can announce it. Looks like he's taking Houston. JP is on Houston as well.
Let's go, JP.
All right.
Let's
So
go.
3 on Houston. I'll be the Lone Ranger on the Forks. I'm fine with that. I just think this team's got an edge again, and they could make a run at this thing again if they can get back healthy. So maybe Jordan Tyson pulls one out, put the needle in his leg. All of a sudden, everybody's second guessing themselves. No repicks on this show. So 1 on Arizona State, 3 on Houston. That's going to be a hell of a Big 12 battle. Make sure you tune into that one.